How's it going, neighbors? Today's gonna be kind of a random video. I'm gonna talk about a few different things. I'm gonna talk about some of the bad spots in my yard. I'm gonna talk about some pre-emergent. I'm gonna mow my lawn real quick. We're just gonna talk about a few random things. Be a short, quick video. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. Let's get started. Hey neighbors, today we're going to talk about pre-emergence just for a quick second because I want to remind you to go ahead and get yours, have them on hand, be ready to put them down because it's coming soon. And then we're going to get a quick mow on the lawn and we're going to talk about some other quick tips. So hold on, we'll be right back. Before we get a quick mow on this yard, is there anything that you're curious about with your lawn that you're just not real sure about? Now look, I'm no professional, I'm no expert. I just mess with my own lawn as a DIYer. So if you have any issues or any questions about your lawn, put it down in the comments below and maybe I can either make a video about it or at least respond to your comment and see what I can do to help. Again, I'm no expert, I'm just a guy that messes around in his yard and really cares about trying to have a really green grass and making yours a really green grass too. So like this video, subscribe to the channel, put a comment down below. If you have any questions or maybe a future video you'd like to see, throw it down in the comments below. For now, let's get a mow in the yard. All right, so let's take a look at this overgrown grass right here. And it's nice and green. It's been raining a good bit. That's why I haven't been able to cut it. As a matter of fact, if all of a sudden I'm in different clothes, it's because it started raining on me and I had to finish this video tomorrow. So how do you keep your grass nice and green? That's a question I get all the time. Second only to how do I get rid of the weeds. And you know what the best way to get rid of weeds are? I'm gonna tell you a secret. The best way to get rid of weeds is to prevent them from ever coming up in the first place. So how do you do that? Well, here's the secret. Pre-emergent. Put down the weed control before the weeds ever come up. If you get behind on that and you're trying to fight these weeds you're gonna be fighting a very desperate battle. Put down your pre-emergence in the fall and just before spring starts, and you're gonna save yourself a lot of trouble. I'll show you a couple products I use here in a second. But the main things, how do you keep a nice green lawn, is you wanna fertilize every 6 to 8 weeks. You wanna water an inch of water every week if you can. If it doesn't rain, you wanna water yourself an inch. And then you wanna keep mowing it. You wanna mow, I mow about every 2 days. I know not everybody's gonna do that, but try to mow twice a week. Mowing twice a week will change the game for you. Some of you aren't gonna do that, but mowing once a week is okay. But mowing twice a week is gonna change the game. That's for you guys that wanna really step it up and just make your lawn nicer and nicer this year. Go ahead and do that 2 times a week mowing, and you're gonna really step it up. So that's the secret to getting the green grass. It's not a super secret. Fertilize every 6 to 8 weeks with a synthetic fertilizer, high nitrogen for us for Bermuda grasses. And then in between that, you'll put down your organics. I talk about it all the time. And then your weed control, your pre-emergent weed control, so you're not fighting weeds all summer. All right. Y'all see that cloud right there? That cloud is full of rain. It's about to start raining on me. I'm gonna try to get this lawn cut before it does. Come on. I want to get serious with you for a second here and talk about pre-emergence. Pre-emergents are so important. If you want to do any kind of weed control on your lawn, then you have to be putting down a pre-emergent. If you're not, you're going to be battling weeds throughout the year, no doubt about it. I talk to so many people who are asking about weed control and they have never put down a pre-emergent, and that's where you win the battle. So like I said, it had been raining for the last few days pretty hard. It actually rained today, according to my neighbor. I didn't even know that. But it's been a while since I've been able to cut. It's actually been 3 days. So I cut a little bit too much off. So I had some piles of grass in my yard. So that's the reason why you saw me blowing it off, because you don't want to leave them piles of grass in streaks, because that's dead grass and that'll just sit there, and you don't want to do that to your grass underneath it. So I go and blow those piles off. It's okay to have that mulch in your yard, but you just don't want piles of it in your yard, okay? So I just went and blew mine off real quick. So let's talk about a little bit of pre-emergent real quick. So we're coming into the fall, winter season. So in Georgia, temperatures start dropping down out of the 70s. Soil temperatures is what we're talking about. So soil temperatures is your main barometer. It's the main thing you want to pay attention to. And I would recommend getting a soil temperature gauge. You can get them for like $8 off of Amazon. So do that. When the soil temperatures get down to where they're dropping down below 70 degrees, you want to go ahead and apply your pre-emergent. Now we're going to put one down a little early, okay? So I have one called Barricade here by Anderson's. I got it off Amazon. So you can get Barricade off Amazon. I'm going to put it down in September. So in the first week of September, I'm going to put down Barricade, and I'm going to let that is a granular. I put it out with a spreader. I'm going to put that down and go ahead and let that get watered in to the soil and let it create a barrier. That's going to help create that barrier for weeds, but I'm not done yet. In October, the first week of October, I'm either going to put down Barricade again, or what I recommend doing is switching it up and putting down Prodiamine. This mixes up and turns into a liquid. I'm going to spray that down in October. So Prodiamine, you can get that off Yard Mastery. You can pick up some good weed control pre-emergent from Home Depot even, that Lesco has a 007. Go ahead and grab those up. But look, get your pre-emergents now, because they're going to sell out like crazy if you wait too long. So go ahead and get your pre-emergents now. Even if you get it from Home Depot, check out that Lesco 007. Read the bag, see exactly when it tells you to put it down. Get that soil temperature gauge, shove it in your soil, see what the soil temperature is, and put it down. But put it down. If you put down the granular a little bit too early, that's okay. It's going to create that Barricade anyway. You'll have to put down another application about a month later just to cover that gap, but it's going to save your lawn. And then guess what? Early, right before spring starts, or right as spring starts, we're going to put down another pre-emergent to protect our grass all the way through the summertime. And we're going to put a pre-emergent down in March, and then we're going to put another one down in April. And that's going to protect our lawn for the most part from weeds in the spring and summertime. So pre-emergents are vitally important. If you don't put down a pre-emergent, you're going to be fighting a losing battle. So don't lose the battle again. Put down pre-emergent in September and October, and then March and April. And we'll go ahead and control those weeds. All right, guys, don't forget the pre-emergents. Buy them now. Get them out. Let's protect our lawns. I'll see y'all. All right, so I want to give you a secret inside look of some of the bad spots in my yard. All right. Some of y'all have hit me up and said, man, your yard is so perfect. I want a perfect lawn like that. Let me tell you something. No such thing as a perfect lawn. So we're going to take a look at some of that right now. An exclusive inside look of the lawn that Ryan Delk doesn't show you. Bum, bum, bum. So come take a look at this. This part over here I never really show, and that's because it's literally like a swamp. I can't even mow this area of my yard. I have to skip it all the time, and you might even be able to hear it. Listen. So let me show you how swampy it is. And I think it's a combination of the AC units always on, flowing down here, and this is the natural area graded for water flow. So let me show you something. This area just stays wet, and yeah, it did rain, so it makes it even worse. But I have to skip mowing this area almost every single time because it's so swampy. I'm actually sinking in, my feet, I can feel them sinking in right now because it's so wet in this general area. I have to skip mowing it all the time. It does not look that good. So I honestly don't show that area too much. So that's a bad spot in my lawn that I usually skip over because it's literally a swampland and I can't even mow it. But let's take a look at some other areas. This right here, that is a rock, and it's a giant rock. I attempted to dig out and see how big it was one time, but it's too big for me to handle. So that rock just stays there, and ain't no grass growing on top of that rock. So you can see all the weeds that grow right behind my lawn. So sometimes it makes it a battle, and I'll show you some of that battle. Come on with me. Let's check it out. These are the parts that they don't show you. All right, can we see this right here? See that? That, my friends, is a giant weed. And look, if you think that's the only one, you'd be wrong. It's another one. But this area of my yard in particular, you can't really see it because I mow low all the time. But this area in particular, you can see, get some weeds in it. And so usually when I'm mowing, I stop and I do this right here. Try to get them up by the root if I can. That one did not. But normally when I'm mowing, if I see these, that spot over there is where I spot treated when it was too hot outside. And that's what it will do. Post-emergent spray, when it's like 90 degrees outside, it tells you not to put it down unless it's 85 or below. So what I normally do is stop. I try to get the root, and I'll just hand pull these back here. But this one area of my lawn gets them the most. You see I've been trying out some different weed killers on the back, so it's killing some of these. Practice for next year to see what works and what doesn't work. Because I have Bermuda all through here, back behind my yard, and I can try and see what hurts the grass and does not hurt my Bermuda. So you see some of these dying away. So that is some of the untold story of the bad spots in the yard. So nobody's yard is perfect. Everybody's fighting the same battles on different levels. I fight the same battles you do. We just got to stay on top of it as neighbors and watch out for each other and try to keep our lawns as green as we can. And if you see a weed in your neighbor's yard, go ahead and pull that thing by hand. Be a good neighbor. All right, I'll see y'all next time. I really appreciate you watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see y'all next time. Put some comments down there and I'll try to get back to them. Talk about barely making it. Just a couple minutes later, downfall. And that is the river I was talking about. It's graded that way on purpose, but it does stay wet and I need to do a French drain in it, so